I don't care where you are on the planet, unless you're on the exact same network, your networks have to interconnect with each other. They interconnect with each other at an access point, a network exchange point, an interconnection point, a peering point, whatever you want to call it. I'm Max Clark, CEO of ITBroker.com, and for over 20 years now, I've listened to conversations where somebody has said, hey, you have users in Brazil, you have users in near Sao Paulo, Brazil, and therefore you need to put equipment in Sao Paulo and you need to have a network connection in Sao Paulo because this is what's going to give you the best performance to your users in Sao Paulo. And there's variations of this. Maybe it's just hey, you've got an office in Miami, or you're in London, or pick any basic plate on the planet. And conceptually, this makes a lot of sense. And the way it works is they'll draw you a map out on a piece of paper or on a PowerPoint and say, hey, your equipment's here over in this location, you got users over here, and look how far it is between those two places, and you need to have equipment. You should use our service, and you should get close to your users. You should get into that same metro, you should get into that same country, you should get into that region, whatever it actually is, and be close to you. Well, conceptually, it's correct. In practice, it's wrong. Why is it wrong? Well, networks have to talk to each other. So I don't care where you are on the planet, unless you're on the exact same network, your users talking to your infrastructure on the exact same network, your networks have to interconnect with each other, and they interconnect with each other at an access point, a network exchange point, an interconnection point, a peering point, whatever you want to call it. And those networks actually talk to each other. So now there's this fun little quirk, and this is especially true in markets like South America and Asia, where you have geopolitics. And now you have situations that come up where networks can't interconnect with each other in country or in region. So what do? They go to some other country or region where they can freely interconnect with each other. And we see this in Miami, in the United States. We also see this on the West Coast of the United States. So we see Southern American-based networks that can't talk to each other in country, that'll come all the way up the East Coast to Miami and interconnect to Miami. And we see the same thing in Asia, where it is impractical from a geopolitical issue, standpoint for two networks, two Asian companies to interconnect in Asia, and they will come all the way across the ocean to Seattle, to San Jose, San Francisco, or to Los Angeles to actually interconnect with each other. So when somebody's telling you like, hey, we've got users in fill in the blank, and we need to put equipment right there and fill in the blank in order for us to be close to them and have better network performance, I will tell you, hold on a second. What you really want to know first is what networks are your users on? What networks are you on? What's that interconnectivity between those two networks? Can you actually even get closer by putting equipment in country? Because if you pick the wrong network in Sao Paulo, in my example, there's a good chance that that network traffic is still going to go from Sao Paulo to Miami, back to Sao Paulo, and you would be better off just having equipment in Miami. So where should you put your equipment, and what networks should you connect to? Well, it depends. It depends on you and your business. It depends on where your infrastructure is located. It depends on where your users are located. It depends on how your application actually works. So if you're working through these problems right now and you're trying to figure out how to make your application faster for your end users, give us a call at ITBroker.com. We've been doing this for 20 years. Love to have a conversation, talk with you about your business and your application and how we can make it faster for you.